This is a short video to describe how to use the new graphs, the CCG graphs that we've built recently, just to give you an idea. If you log in to ScriptMap as normal, you'll notice that fairly soon we'll be changing the banner header at the top here. That isn't live yet, but it'll be live very soon. Then the thing to do is to say, if I'm looking at my territory, can I make sure that I'm actually looking at my CCGs rather than somebody else's? So you click, let's go back one step, you click on the CCG Filter button, and what then loads allows you to add or remove the CCGs that you want to your list. Once you're ready and you've got the list right, then you have to click on the banner header, which is on at the moment, but if you click it once more it goes off, and then once more it goes orange again. Once it's set and it's gone orange and it says that filter is on, you can then close that pop-up down. Now if for any reason the pop-up doesn't appear, it probably means your pop-up blocker is enabled and it stops you opening pop-ups. There is a little bit of help in the help section about that and how to fix that. So once you've actually done that and your filter is on and working, you can press the F5 to see if it lights up. It may do. If you go back down to the bottom to your pink group lines and you say, okay, right, I want to now run some graphs for my key groups. So the report to go along to is the second drop down on the same line as the report, as the group that you want to look at. I'm looking at test chart 1, which has got a number of different types of products in there, so I can explain things. And then use the second drop down, trend totals is what you're looking for. And then you have to be patient while the data actually loads. The data loads first, usually, but on this occasion the graphs have appeared first. There we go. So the data's appeared. A couple of things to say about the data itself. It uses the same data for the charts, but you can filter on the data itself to see what you're looking for in specific terms. So you could say, I only want to look at actual cost. So that then filters that out and puts the totals there back to 0 for the other items. So you could then say, okay, this is a mixed group that contains a number of different types of products. It contains catheters, ibuprofen, a couple of types of ibuprofen, and levothyroxine, just to illustrate the points. So you can do this filtering to actually limit what you see on the screen. So there we could say we just want to see catheters and we want to see levothyroxine. Now that doesn't interfere with the graph, just it makes it easier to see what you're looking at, and you can download that into Excel using the download button there. Now let's go down to the graph itself. By default, it always shows the absolute total. So in this occasion, it's actually adding up the ibuprofens, the levothyroxine, and the catheters. For your groups, it might be adding other things. It might be adding 2 different molecules. It might be adding night bags and catheters or something like that. It depends on the construction of the group itself. Then if you go down to the key, you'll notice the text. Click the grade lines below to add additional lines. And the second piece says that hover over the lines on the graph to reveal further detail. Let's demonstrate the hovering over first of all. If we scroll up a tiny bit and then we actually hover over the line, if it'll let me, there we go. So if we hover over one of the numbers, it tells you where the numbers are. It also tells you what the line is, because sometimes the icons get a bit confusing because it's all rather small. Now, the next thing to say is when you want to add a second line, the total cost, always turns up with a red triangle. So to click catheters and to see the catheter total cost, we click that one. And then to do the same for ibuprofen, that's that one. And then we can go down to levothyroxine and add that one. There we go. So we've now got 4 lines on that graph. And again, we can hover over the lines to see what they are. To get rid of lines, you simply click them to get them to go away. But it always insists on keeping one shown. Now that means if, for example, you were going to say, I want to look at volume, then you leave one shown and click one of the volume lines and then unclick the catheters line. And then we can go through using the green diamonds this time to actually show the other lines as we need. So that's the second, and that's the last one. So it's very flexible. You can play around with these graphs to your heart's content. It always covers 2 years. You also have a box in the corner here which allows you to download the actual chart itself and save it in another format. JPEG is a fairly standard one, as is PDF, and then you can send it to whoever you need to. Anyway, that's the gist of it. I hope that helps. Thank you very much.